The boxing world is in absolute chaos right now. Teofimo Lopez Jr. just had a complete meltdown backstage after getting absolutely demolished by Shakur Stevenson, and what happened next has everyone talking. We're talking about a full-blown attack after the cameras stopped rolling, the kind of desperate move that exposes everything wrong with a fighter's mindset when they get exposed on the biggest stage. This wasn't just frustration boiling over. This was a man who got schooled for 12 straight rounds, realizing his hype train just got derailed, and his response: pure desperation. While Shakur Stevenson was handling business like a true champion, staying composed and professional, Teofimo was spiraling into the kind of breakdown that destroys careers and reputations overnight.
What surprised you about Shakur Stevenson?
Nothing at all, man. Just didn't come with the right plan. That's all. Better man won tonight.
Here's where it gets absolutely wild. Eddie Hearn, a man who's seen every kind of drama in boxing, was visibly shaken by what went down backstage. And listen, this is Eddie Hearn we're talking about. The guy who's promoted some of the most volatile fighters in the sport, who's dealt with Anthony Joshua's career-defining losses, who's navigated Canelo's biggest controversies. For him to be taken aback by Teofimo's behavior tells you everything you need to know about how far over the line this went. Post-fight attacks aren't just unprofessional, they're career suicide. They show the entire boxing world that you can't handle adversity, that when the pressure gets real, you crumble. And that's exactly what happened here. Teofimo didn't just embarrass himself, he dragged his entire team, his promoters, and everyone associated with him into this mess. Meanwhile, Shakur proved why he's the future of the lightweight division, maintaining his composure while his opponent completely lost his mind.
Well, to be honest with you, I don't like that stuff, if I'm honest, but Teofimo's Teofimo. You could never control him, you can never predict what he's going to do or say.
But wait, it gets worse. Teofimo Lopez Sr., the father who's been talking trash and hyping his son for years, tried to come to the rescue with excuses that sounded absolutely ridiculous after what everyone just witnessed. You know what's crazy? This is the same man who spent months building up this fight, talking about how his son was going to expose Shakur, how Shakur was overrated, how the real test would show who the true champion was. Well, the test happened. And his son got a failing grade in front of the entire boxing world. Now he's scrambling to save face, talking about referee controversies and bad decisions when the reality is crystal clear. Shakur Stevenson didn't just win that fight, he dominated every single round. He made Teofimo look like an amateur who wandered into the wrong gym. The scorecards weren't controversial, they were generous to Teofimo, and everyone knows it.
You know, I really believe they just wanted to shut me up. You know, I'm saying there's a lot of hate in boxing. You know, I don't know what the other two referees were looking at. You know what I'm saying? But you got to beat the champ to be the champ. You know, and my son hurt that boy.
And get this, while all this chaos is exploding around him, Shakur Stevenson is sitting there calm as ice, handling the aftermath like he just finished a light sparring session. The contrast is absolutely stunning. On one side, you've got a fighter who just proved he belongs at the elite level, who showed championship composure under pressure, who executed a perfect game plan for 12 rounds. On the other side, you've got a man having a complete mental breakdown because he couldn't handle getting outclassed. Shakur's reaction to the backstage attack was perfect. No retaliation, no screaming, no loss of control, just the quiet confidence of a fighter who knows he proved everything he needed to prove in the ring. That's the difference between a real champion and someone who just talks like one. When adversity hits, champions rise above it. Pretenders lash out and make everything worse.
Look like we got to you. Look like we got to you. Look like we got to you. It looked like we got to you. It looked like we got to you.
Daniel Jacobs broke it down perfectly, and his analysis cut straight to the heart of what made this fight so one-sided. This wasn't about heart or toughness or who wanted it more. This was about pure boxing skill, and Shakur put on a clinic that should be studied in gyms around the world. His jab was surgical, controlling distance, and setting up combinations that Teofimo never saw coming. His footwork made him untouchable, constantly creating angles that left Teofimo swinging at air. His ring IQ was off the charts, anticipating every move and countering with precision that looked effortless. Teofimo came in with a reputation as a power puncher, a knockout artist who could change the fight with one shot. But you can't land that one shot if you can't get close enough to throw it. Shakur made him look lost, confused, and completely out of his depth. From the opening bell to the final round, it was a masterclass in modern boxing technique.
He's my guy, but I've always been a fan of Shakur. And I think that Shakur put on a clinic tonight. Least amount of risk. Been able to put his skill set into fruition all night. The jab was leading. You can tell the difference in skill set, and that was the difference to me that made the fight. It wasn't about grit, it wasn't about heart, it was about sheer talent. And
But here's what really separates elite fighters from everyone else. Eddie Hearn pointed out the specific technical details that made Shakur's performance so devastating. Every punch carried bad intentions. His jab wasn't just setting up combinations, it was hurting Teofimo with every clean landing. His footwork wasn't just pretty to watch, it was strategically breaking down his opponent's game plan. His body shots weren't just scoring points, they were sapping Teofimo's energy and breaking his will. This is what complete dominance looks like at the highest level of boxing. Teofimo came in with all the physical tools, the power, the athleticism, the experience. But tools don't mean anything if you don't know how to use them against someone who's operating on a different level mentally. Shakur's boxing IQ turned this fight into a chess match where his opponent was playing checkers.
You told him, because I know he was trying to get some antics towards you, and it didn't get to you.
No, I just told him about himself. He know what I said, but he got to stop being a clown, you know? Like, everybody not with the clown antics and things like that just because he want to sell a fight. It's cool to sell a fight.
Hold up, did you catch Floyd Mayweather's reaction to all this chaos? While the Lopez camp was losing their minds and creating drama, Floyd stayed focused on what actually matters in boxing: strategy, technique, and legacy. His measured response showed exactly why he's one of the greatest of all time and why Shakur Stevenson is following in those footsteps. Mayweather understands that real champions don't need to attack people backstage or make excuses after losses. They study what went wrong, they improve, and they come back stronger. The talk about Teofimo moving up in weight might help him rebuild his confidence, but it won't erase the technical beating he just took, and everyone in boxing knows it. This fight exposed the gap between Teofimo's reputation and his actual skill level, and that's not something you fix by changing weight classes.
I think Shakur looked strong. You know, Shakur looked like he was punching very hard. His jab was on point, his footwork was incredible, it's his timing, it's his fitness.
Devin Haney saw something that casual fans might have missed, but it was obvious to anyone who understands elite-level boxing. Teofimo Lopez Jr. walked into that ring already defeated mentally. His preparation was off, his focus was scattered, and his game plan fell apart the moment Shakur started implementing his strategy. Haney pointed out that Shakur didn't just win with physical skills, he dominated mentally, getting inside Teofimo's head and making him doubt every decision. You could see it in Teofimo's body language as the fight progressed. The confident swagger from the early rounds disappeared, replaced by frustration and desperate attempts to land anything, that would change the momentum. But Shakur was always one step ahead, anticipating every adjustment and countering with precision that looked almost supernatural. That's what happens when superior preparation meets superior execution.
I'm not going to sit right here and bash him or bash his dad. I wish him and his dad nothing but the best. Some people was telling me that he wanted to move up to 140. If that's the best for your fighter, then that's what you.
Listen to this part because Shakur Stevenson's own words after the fight confirmed what everyone witnessed. He didn't just win, he controlled every aspect of the fight from start to finish. His game plan was perfect, his execution was flawless, and his composure under pressure was championship level. When he talked about exploiting Teofimo's weaknesses, you could hear the confidence of a fighter who knew exactly what was going to happen before they even touched gloves. This wasn't luck or a good night. This was the result of elite-level preparation meeting elite-level skill. Shakur's ability to land clean, damaging shots while avoiding Teofimo's power was a thing of beauty. His combinations were crisp, his defense was airtight, and his ring generalship was absolutely dominant. Teofimo's desperate post-fight attack only proved how thoroughly he'd been outclassed.
What did you make of it?
At the end of the day, if you look at interviews before the fight, I was saying that, something looked off about him. He looked like he just wasn't really focused on the fight. He said my name before the fight more than he...
Clarissa Shields nailed it when she broke down Shakur's technical performance. His jab wasn't just a scoring punch. It was a weapon that controlled distance, set up combinations, and frustrated Teofimo for 12 straight rounds. Those body shots that had Teofimo wincing. They weren't lucky punches, They were perfectly timed shots that targeted specific areas to break down his opponent's stamina and will. Even when Teofimo managed to land something clean, Shakur never lost his composure, never deviated from his game plan, never let emotion take over. That's elite-level mental toughness right there. The blood that appeared during the fight didn't faze Shakur at all. He just adjusted, kept working his plan, and continued to dominate. Shields was right when she said this wasn't just a victory, it was a statement. A statement that Shakur Stevenson is ready for anyone in the lightweight division and beyond.
Yeah, I definitely did. I feel like he's a fighter, so he tried to fight back. But yeah, I picked him apart. In the second round, I want to say that I told my corner, I said, I'm stronger than he is.
Did you feel like you hurt him at any point in the fight?
Yeah, for sure. I hurt him a couple times. My jab, my left hand to the body, my left hand up top. I put on a great.
Here's the harsh reality that Daniel Jacobs laid out perfectly. Talent alone isn't enough at the elite level of boxing. You need mental toughness, you need strategy, you need the ability to adapt when things don't go according to plan. Teofimo Lopez Jr. had the talent, but when he faced someone who matched that talent and exceeded it in every other area, he crumbled. His overconfidence became a weakness that Shakur exploited ruthlessly. His lack of focus showed in every exchange where Shakur anticipated his moves and countered perfectly. Jacobs' analysis highlighted the fundamental difference between these two fighters. Shakur came prepared for war with a perfect game plan and the skills to execute it. Teofimo came in believing his reputation would be enough. Elite boxing doesn't work that way, and the results spoke for themselves.
Me, I know boxing, and like I told y'all, we was gonna see a little bit of athleticism, but we was gonna see Shakur be using his jab, going to the body, and we saw blood today. Shakur did great today. Only thing I can ask for is stoppage. I can't ask for nothing.
Bruce Carrington's breakdown of the fight revealed why this wasn't even competitive. Shakur's defensive awareness made Teofimo's offense look primitive. Every time Teofimo tried to create an opening, Shakur was already moving to the next position, already setting up his counter, already 3 steps ahead mentally. Those reflexes aren't just natural gifts, they're the result of countless hours of training, studying tape, and perfecting technique. Teofimo's attacks became predictable because Shakur's ring IQ allowed him to read patterns and exploit them. Watching Shakur control every exchange while making it look effortless was like watching a master craftsman at work. This is what separates good fighters from great ones, and great fighters from elite ones. The technical gap was so wide that Teofimo never had a real chance to get into the fight.
What's Teofimo?
Hey, yo, sometimes you just gotta grab your nuts and you just gotta put balls to the wall, unfortunately. But that's just what it is. And sometimes when you think you can keep up with a body.
You know what's interesting about Teofimo's post-fight comments? They showed a level of humility that was completely absent from his pre-fight trash talk. When the lights were brightest and the stakes were highest, he discovered what it feels like to face someone who operates on a different level entirely. Shakur Stevenson didn't just beat him, he educated him on what elite-level boxing looks like. Those humble words revealed the reality that all the hype and confidence in the world doesn't matter if you can't back it up when it counts. This loss might sting now, but it also served as a brutal lesson about the difference between thinking you're elite and actually being elite. Some fighters learn from moments like this and come back stronger. Others let it break them. Time will tell which path Teofimo chooses.
Man, he made it easy. You know, I was saying, like, if Teo was to fight more on a back foot and throw punches when Shakur throws, that's the only time you're going to get Shakur. But Teo, he has a habit of getting out of position all the time. He'll double up his right hand, turn square, or turn southpaw. Like, that's not gonna work, bro. You're not gonna take up enough space to touch Shakur. And Shakur's reflexes and his countering was just keeping Teo at bay. It was an easy night from round 1 for him.
Coach Wally's assessment hit the nail on the head. Shakur Stevenson isn't just winning fights, he's building a legacy that will define the lightweight division for years to come. His performance against Teofimo was more than just a dominant victory. It was a statement that he belongs in conversations with the very best fighters in the sport. Every aspect of his game, from his jab to his footwork to his ring IQ, displayed a level of maturity and skill that's rare in fighters his age. Teofimo's post-fight meltdown couldn't overshadow the fact that Shakur's victory was comprehensive and decisive. This is a fighter who's setting the standard for what modern boxing excellence looks like. combining old-school fundamentals with new-school athleticism and intelligence.
I want to thank the Lord above everything. He's brought me here, got me here. I shouldn't even be here in the sense of here physically, man. Went through a lot of tough battles throughout my career. But hey, man, every dog got his day. So, you know, congratulations to
But wait, it gets even better. Antonio Tarver and Terence Crawford's reactions after the fight said everything you need to know about Shakur's performance. They weren't just praising a good win. They were witnessing the emergence of a pound-for-pound talent who's ready to carry the sport forward. Comparisons to legends like Pernell Whitaker and Floyd Mayweather aren't thrown around lightly, but Shakur's combination of skill, timing, and strategic thinking earned those comparisons tonight. His ability to stay composed under pressure, to execute a perfect game plan, and to make a dangerous opponent look ordinary is the hallmark of truly elite fighters. While Teofimo was throwing wild, desperate shots, Shakur was picking him apart with surgical precision. The difference in class was so obvious that even casual fans could see it. This fight didn't just establish Shakur as a top contender, it announced him as a future superstar.
Oh man, I'm very excited. You know, I said this was another legacy fight for him, and
Absolutely.
he got a chance to, you know, establish his legacy once again, winning another title at 140 pounds. So I'm very enthusiastic about his future and very proud of his performance.
So here's the bottom line. This fight exposed everything wrong with Teofimo Lopez, JR's approach to elite-level boxing, and everything right with Shakur Stevenson's championship mindset. The backstage attack wasn't just unprofessional, it was the final confirmation that one fighter has what it takes to be a true champion, while the other is still learning what that even means. Shakur's technical dominance, mental toughness, and professional composure throughout this entire situation proves he's ready for anyone in the division and beyond. Meanwhile, Teofimo's meltdown raises serious questions about his ability to handle adversity at the highest level. This wasn't just about one fight, it was about legacy, credibility, and who has the mental edge in future matchups. The boxing world saw a masterclass in skill versus desperation, and the results couldn't have been clearer. So here's my question for you, drop it in the comments. Is Shakur Stevenson ready to clean out the entire lightweight division, or do you think someone out there can solve the puzzle he just put together? If this breakdown helped you understand what really went down in this fight, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell because the lightweight division just got a lot more interesting. I'll see you in the next one.
Well, no, I wouldn't. Check Tarver's takeout, bro. He did that shit, bro, and he showed the world that he was a pound-for-pound type of talent. You know, you got to start comparing him to guys like Pernell Whitaker. You got to start comparing him to guys like Floyd Mayweather because he's going about it the same way. But tonight, he put more of his heart on the line. He stood toe-to-toe.